We meet Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz, this nun in her convent at the beginning of the play, where she has for 20 years been allowed to write poetry, essays, plays, and so she's being asked now to shut down. They take away all her books. She had one, literally, historically, she had one of the most extensive libraries in the Americas in her convent cell. She wouldn't stop writing.
I thought coming here would give me the freedom to write, to study, but I'm trapped.
She was born without money, without fortune, without fame, but she was incredibly beautiful and incredibly bright, so she was adopted by the court. And while she was in the court's favor, under the court's favor, she had protection. She had the viceroy's protection. And once she lost that for reasons which the play explores, she needed another kind of protection, so she went into the convent.
It's very interesting to take a look at the 17th century character within this very strict, monolithic religious culture, you know, and connect those parallels to monolithic religious cultures in the world today and the effect that they have on women.
Because in all truth, I prefer this prayer go unanswered.
It's true when you say, oh, this is a play about a 17th century Mexican nun who writes a vow in her own blood never to write again. You're like, ooh. But the thing is, Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz was very witty, very sexy. Poetry was very sensual. So it's a great summer play because it really is about love and betrayal, about finding your voice and losing it again. I think people will be surprised how much humor and bodiness there is in it.
Oh! Finally! Oh, mijita!
So at this point in the play, at this critical junction, her kind of magical spiritual guide, Xochitl, comes to her and says, I think it's time to travel back into your memory.
Ay, Dios mío. I know why you are here.
I mean, she's a 16-year-old girl, and she falls deeply, devastatingly in love with this dashing man. And it's an illicit love story, which is the best kind.
Juana is a sexy, smart woman who's living in the court thanks to her relationship with the viceroy. But the viceroy is very suspicious about what these two women may be doing together. And he hires somebody to try to destroy Juana through love.
Silvio does his research, reads up on all the poetry that she's written up to this point. And so, through that process of discovery, he recognizes this isn't a job. And he's no longer a mercenary, but he's deeply, deeply in love with this woman.
No matter what your walk in life and where you come from, this story has universal appeal. And so in that sense, I'm very grateful to Bob Falls and Henry Godinez for creating this space for our voice to be heard. And working with Henry is a joy. We have a sort of shorthand. He's very collaborative. And so it becomes a very strong, organic process of writing and rewriting the play.
Listen, you little... The rehearsal process for this play has been very quick. Henry, he likes to move fast.
Should we do a little warm-up?
Sure. Keep things light, keep people playing and trying new ideas.
I would like you, as an individual, let's all go to the periphery for a second.
It frees the actors up to feel like I can do anything, because you're trying to figure out the boundaries of your character within this world.
Mainstream American culture doesn't really realize, you know, first of all, the richness and complexity and depth of Latin culture. First of all, Iberian culture, and then, you know, Latin American culture when it comes to you know, all the arts, music, painting, dance, literature, theater. And so it was very refreshing to read a play that is, you know, Latino written.
So it's been really a fascinating journey to let the play grow and get even more theatrical and magical. And knowing that it was going to be on the Goodman stage with the designers. I mean, the designer team that we have, the costumes, the set, the music, it's opulent, it's rich. It's going to be what you really say, a night of the theater. That's what it's going to be like.
Audiences should come see this play because it has romance, it has poetry, it has action, it has comedy, and it has a lot of sexy people on stage. What more could you ask for?
I never thought I would be excited to wear a habit. And I am. My grandmother would be really happy.